Hello and welcome back to our continuing adventures on the Let's Defend platform. Today we are tackling a new challenge, that of the DLL Stealer. Let's see, what do we have? Easy. I'm skipping ADS and Linux memory forensics right now, since I had a break last week. Okay, so what do we have? You work as a cybersecurity analyst for a major corporation. Recently, your company's security team has detected some suspicious activity on the network. It appears that a new DLL Stealer malware has infiltrated your system and is causing concern due to its ability to exfiltrate critical DLL files from your system. Standard file location on top of or in the Windows desktop, challenge file sample, and the standard password of infected. So we've only got, what, 5 questions we need to answer? What is the DLL that has the stealer code? What is the anti-analysis method used by the malware? What is the full command used to gather information from the system into the product key.txt? What is the full command used to gather information to the ips.txt? What is the webhook used by the malware? So let's go ahead and get our window capture. Transition to in. Bing, bang, boom. So it looks like it's the typical setup. Immunity debugger, IL spy, IDA free, hash calc, and the like. So let's just go ahead and get this stuff extracted out. The previously mentioned password of infected. And we have a file that looks suspiciously like a SHA-256 hash. So we're going to go ahead and get that loading up on the back end. We're going to take the hash, or dump it into VT, and what do we get? Is that exactly where this has been pulled from? Possibly? Maybe? Supposedly. I'll hash the file just to make sure. Let's bring this down, bring this in. So here's the name of the file. At the point of recording, it's 8 days since the last analysis. Interestingly enough, nothing detected. But like anything else, we just don't leave it to that. So we'll get a fresh run going, and we will jump back in. So transition that back. So let's go ahead and bring up hash calc, and let's just make sure that this is actually legit. Yes, that appears, emphasis on appears, to be the actual SHA-256 hash of the sample. So let's see, detected easy. Portable even. Okay, so let's see what we get. Is this something that is whipped up inside of .NET? Is this... What are we dealing with here? Or am I running the wrong one? Nope, I'm running the right one. And what do you come back with? You just come back with a straight binary compiled in Microsoft Visual C, C++, Microsoft Linker. Although, does that denote that .NET is... I don't know. I just don't know. So let's see. Womp womp. Seems to be the same thing. Linker, so on and so forth. Image is a x64 executable. So then I'm willing to bet that if we just load up IL spy and try to dump that in, we're not going to get anywhere. But let's see. So we'll load up IDA and we'll bring up IL spy and we'll just see. I don't think IL spy is going to work for this because it's not, at least as far as I can tell, not giving off the indication of that it's something we can actually work with. But if it's supposedly a DLL, then maybe we can get something out of it. Maybe. Hopefully. Possibly. So let's see, we got metadata, we got references. .NET Core App. Do you just not really do anything in here? Possibly not. Test. All right, let's try IDA. The input file was linked with debug information, and the symbol file name is DA work 1S artifact. You can look for it. I doubt you're going to find it. But that's probably something that was there when this thing was built. But we'll let it do its thing. And while you're doing that, we're going to see as to whether or not if we can actually get anything out of IL Spy. This is extremely different than the other ones that we've gone through and done. So, okay, and the virus total stuff is finished. It's still 0 out of 73. Relations, one drop file. There's 3 community notes, yes, and I realize that I've got the window over top, so that doesn't show up. Go up here. Suspicious event, defense evasion, known usernames, environment folder, root file, crypto coin wallet stealer indicators. And then memory patterns seem to indicate, well, okay, we got a Discord. Hooray. All right, so let's take the first hint. You can use the .peek tool to extract DLLs. So is that actually there? Ghidra. Yeah, I don't see .peek. So apparently it must be something that's not provided by default. And if we're going with dot peak, then I'm assuming this is going to be, wait, JetBrains. Oh, never mind. It's in there. It's the very bottom one with a shortcut. Although I thought there was something else in there last time that was Java or JetBrains. Eh, maybe this is just a specific one created. But okay, let's try dot peak. Maybe. Possibly. Okay, well, while you're doing that, what else do we have? So that's in order to get to break out any DLLs that would be there. And then we're checking out main function. And we're searching for product key. So while you're doing that, was there a main in here even? Metadata references, main string, global colorful dot colorful right line. There's colorful, colorful. Ooh, is virus total? Look at that. We've got some stuff that's shaking out from there at least. So, okay, so it's trying to do some sort of check to go through and verify. So apparently there must be a C users John where this stuff is pulled from. Maybe. Okay, so we got dot peak open. So yeah, I can't just dump a file into you for you to chew on. I don't have a .NET assembly list. Or do you have to do it inside of Assembly Explorer? Is that the process? I don't know. I've never used this tool before. So I guess I'm going to learn on the fly quick. Maybe. All supported extensions. So we'll direct this over to, we want the file. Hmm. Compare, open for running process. NuGet, explore folder, open. So I mean, okay, we've done this. Yeah, I don't know. Well, here I was hoping this was going to be like a simple and easy one, but apparently not. Okay, here's right line. Wow, okay. String, hard R word. Oh, cripe. So I guess I probably need to put the disclaimer in that I'm if the bots or automated review system isn't able to sit there and figure that out. I am reverse engineering a malware sample. This is not my material. Oh, good lord. Oh, okay, so they're using that particular word as a string for environment.username. So we're looking for a product key dot text. So they want what? Full command? It looks like this would be it. So they're doing. No, I just had it. So WMIC space path space software licensing service space get space 0A3X original product key right arrow into product key dot txt. So if you're sitting there, I think it's touched on in some of the learning aspects on this platform, where they basically teach you how you can run commands and then pipe the output instead of the screen to an actual file. You do that using the right arrow keys. So not as in up, down, left, right, but the triangle missing what would be the bottom and if it was turned to the right. So same key as with the period. So let's grab this then. We've at least got that stands out. Maybe. Copy and paste. Hey, all right. So again, that is here, let me bring that up so it's bigger. So there we go, we've got that. What is the full command used to gather information through the IPS file? So we're gonna just basically do the same thing. So we're looking for IP, or I guess it's supposed to be IPs. And that's actually just down here. ipconfig/all, right arrow, IPS .txt. And I won't have to, oh, there, transition, okay. So it was just 2 lines down from where we were at. Oh, what is the webhook used by the malware? Something tells me this is going to be like something for Discord, isn't it? Analyze the very end of the code. Yeah, there's our webhook. So discord.com/API/webhooks/11657 ending in W82FGZ, which is different than what is. Maybe it got cut off the memory patterns. That's there inside. But it does look like it's going to include the bottom port, or the very end there. So let's just grab this. Everything malicious just has to be Discord. So let's see, we've got that popped in. Okay, and yeah, and I wouldn't call that the very end of code, but if you have an idea, or I guess technically if you were to look for webhook, excuse me, or webhooks, you'd be good to go with that one. So then we're stuck with the first two questions. Anti-analysis method. And it's basically, okay, check the main. Okay, well, we can do that. But I don't understand as to what that is supposed to denote. Anti-analysis method. I mean, it looks like it's virus total, but I mean, is it just is virus total from the code? I'm kind of just grasping it. Okay, so I wouldn't say method. I would probably say, I'm assuming this is function. So, okay. And then we're just back to the same exact point. What is the DLL that... Oh, so there's the username. So I'm assuming those are what has been recorded for virus total. Extract bundle contents. Okay, so do we get something else that then gets dumped in here? We get colorful, and we get... Well, the Stealer code we observed was the colorful aspect, so I'm going to make the assumption that's what we're dealing with. All right, so let's get this. So we've got two. Okay. Where is... Did I leave it up, or did I... All right, colorful. .NET. And then we grab the test anti-nauseum. They both come back as .NET. Okay, well, it doesn't really help me a whole heck of a lot. So let's grab colorful. And we can do a hash. Not of what I wanted, really, though. Okay, that's fine. We can bring back up the tools because there was the hash calc that was right there. So we'll start with colorful. We'll get the hash for that. Copy. We'll paste that in and we'll run that in the background inside of VirusTotal. That's like, no, screw you. Okay, apparently that's not something that's known. Really, no matches. That I find odd because, okay, if we did a proper extraction, then that stuff should be there, right? So let's see, we have 2, 4, 6, 8. So we're going to take the test to do the test. 2, 4, yeah, it's more than likely colorful. And I guess, yep, okay. That was it. And I suppose we could kind of just make that assumption. Because if we go back to IL Spy, what is the main program? Using colorful. Colorful dot right line. And if we look in that, that's where all this stuff is. Where now granted, I don't see in here where it actually tells us, hey, yeah, go ahead and use colorful.dll. So we probably would need to extract it to make absolutely 100% sure. Really, we don't have an internet connection routable? Okay, that's fine. That is 100% fine. We're going to do an archive. We're going to run it as Big Mad. Thank you. Take this, and since it's RDP, we're going to go on to the local file system outside of the supplied VirusTotal sandbox. And I have a section that is not protected, if you will. For items that I pull from Let's Defend. So I can actually pull the stuff across without having the AV be like, Now, obviously, I don't recommend that you go through and do that. One of these days, I might do something stupid, like click on it one too many times and execute something and just generally screw up my system. But I am willing to take that risk. Because the worst case is I can just rebuild the computer. So we are going to take colorful. We're going to dump that one in there. And then we're going to go back and we're going to grab test and see anti-nauseum. Really? Yes, I am not a robot. Watch as I fail the Am I a robot test? Really? Oh, I think I know why. Because I'm coming across from a very weird IP range. I guess we gotta go through and prove I'm not a robot again. Okay, crosswalks. Can we do it, or am I actually a machine? Apparently, I am not a machine. Darn. Apparently, I'm just human. Alright, and now the AV's kicking off, and what do we get? Colorful is in there, and it's a big fat nothing. Yeah, let's get rid of the, oops, wrong one. Wrong one. Okay, so there's colorful.dll. No engines detected. If we grab the other one, that's got one. Apparently max secure. Way to go. But what was this at all? So this anti-nauseum. Then we get JSON. Test gives us compile info. But that one apparently contains. Oh, okay. Yeah, apparently that contains the main function. Interesting. As per the normal, I'll add these in as links. But yeah, okay, so we end up with one DLL that breaks down that contains two. Or wait, no, it wasn't it was actually an EXE, wasn't it? Something that was just done inside of .NET. So basically cracking that open, we've got colorful, or would it actually tell us the name that it's colorful.dll in here? Yep. Crap. So I guess you don't need to actually extract it. And then if we take a look at the other one for the test anti-nauseum, yep, right there at the top. So I guess if you wanted to actually sit there, extract it, and then run the stuff through to be able to actually take a look and see what gets picked up. So all this thing does is basically just calls colorful. Okay. Very kind of simple, I guess. I don't do nearly enough with this on a day-to-day basis because I never have to break down to this particular level. So, no, this would be quick and easy, I guess, metaphorically, although I'm not entirely sure if I would really call it, oops, easy. I suppose if you don't overthink it and oh, but okay, so there we go. Got all that stuff put in. So again, we can find the DLLs by when we extract the aspects out at the very top of the sections, so colorful. will denote up and top colorful.dll, and the test dash anti-nauseum gets denoted in there. And obviously we can break down by taking a look through here underneath the test DLL main. Basically just to note that it's calling colorful.colorful.WriteLine. So we go back up to colorful and then WriteLine. We can see basically where it does all the evil. So not having to use .peek to pull the stuff across. If we sit there and use IL-spy in this case, we'll get the name, and by taking a look at the contents of the two DLLs as they're listed in here, we get that it's colorful.dll. And then if we're looking for anti-analysis, kind of stands out the fact of reading the code for the right line. So if is virus total, exit. So don't do anything, just nope, okay, I'm done. This looks like virus total, so I'm just going to nope out, which I guess explains as to why nothing gets picked up. Although that does make me wonder, okay, if we were to take the DLLs and then shove them through something else that wasn't virus total, would we get anything else? Kind of makes me wonder, okay, if I were to say screw this and just scan with my build or with the AV on this box, would I get anything? Anyways, so that basically tells us, so it's doing the check. If we take a look at is virus total, we see the code that this stuff's pulled out. So that's the anti-analysis because it's looking for indications of virus total, and if it does seem to find something, nope out of there. So again, I don't think it would be anti-analysis. I would think that would be more, well, I guess it would. Or yeah, anti-analysis, but instead of method, it would be function. But quibble over a word use. Then the full command to get the product key. So if I remember correctly, all this stuff was just in the main section that gets called, so the right line. And again, so their whole thing is, okay, look for product key. And there is only that one in all of this that's done. Closer to the bottom, where cmd.standardinput.WriteLine, and then we get the WMIC. So we're operating for everything that's inside the parentheses and then the double quotes. That's what we want to copy and paste. Because again, it is the only thing. So it is running that WMIC command and then punting the output. Instead of to a screen or a command line interface, it's just popping it straight into that product key.txt. And then the same thing for the IPs. I mean, it's doing it all. So it's running task list to get a list of running processes. So task list is the command line version of task manager. So basically, instead of this, it's just a bunch of text, but you get relatively the same information. The process ID, everything else like that. And then working for the command line, you can go through and kill processes. A little bit more involved than, hover over malware.exe, right click and task. So it's doing it for running processes. It's doing it again for all the IP information. So should be everything that's on that for all the different interfaces on the box. So again, everything inside of the parentheses and the double quotes. So IP/config or ipconfig/all, and again piping it to IPs, ips.txt. And of course we're looking for webhook, and it is the only one place that's there. The phrase webhook, at least that I observed while digging or looking through the code. So again, it's fairly close to the bottom, but it's not at the very end as the hint would tell you. But effectively, if you were all the way at the bottom and worked your way up, you would eventually get to it a lot sooner than what you would if you were at the very top and working your way down. And I just realized I did not transition that section back in here. Well, crap. So again, that much quicker just to work underneath here from the bottom up. And then again, the only aspects of, we want the stuff inside the parentheses, double quotes. So, oh, it actually wants to get the actual display name of the antivirus product installed, which I guess makes sense if they weren't able to sit there and define that from doing a task list. System information. All the fun that entails. So there we go. And I think it was, I called it out, not entirely sure, but use ILSpy, bring out the big aspects here, the test anti-nauseum, and then the colorful, and it will give you the actual names up top. So there's the test, and if we go colorful, it's right there at the top. So there we go. That has been DLL Stealer. As long as you don't overthink it, yeah, I guess it is easy. You would think I would just take them at their word when they say that it's easy, that it's just going to be easy. But oh well, it is what it is. Okay, so let's transition this back. So here's our main DLL. 0 out of 73, which is current. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Wait, I should just be able to, okay, yeah. And there's colorful. Again, nothing gets detected. So again, the question is, because that contains the isVirus_total function, is this a result of that? What did I do? Just back these, or hit like the backspace or something and just try to route it back? 7 minutes. Looks like it's still sandboxing everything else like that. So yeah, get all that put together and go from there. But yeah, very nice thing. Then of course, obviously, we would take a look. So if we had to take this and do a write-up, so this would be a info stealer piece of malware, and we're looking at really. What the hell did I hit? So it looks like it's trying to look for everything. Messengers, so it's looking for WhatsApp, Telegram, Skype, Discord. Gaming, so it's looking for Riot Games information, Epic Games, Minecraft, Steam, Growtopia. Never heard of it. But then a whole bunch of information. It's grabbing information for FileZilla. It looks like it's targeting also Google Chrome, Opera, Opera GX, Microsoft Edge. Huh, no Firefox? Wow. I don't know. I would assume, given the particular use of an N word in this thing, that it had to have been made by metaphorical bad actor, or I guess just some immature kid. Although no, it's okay. Is it I can't imagine that it would be an immature kid employed by a nation state, but still. So let's see. Opera GX, it's going for bookmarks, history, login data, web data. network, local state, local storage. Oh, it's also looking for Bitcoin wallets, which that was one of um, the sample exe. Its results was there underneath the what was it, the Thor scanner underneath community for Bitcoin. So Armory, Bytecoin, Liberty, Ethereum, Electrum, Atomic, Guardia, Coinami, and Exodus. And then the whole aspect for Telegram, Discord, grabbing a or any dot LDB files. So what, local database files? It's going for Skype, Skype for desktop, WhatsApp. Riot Games. Oh, it's looking for cookies. Probably for the launcher, would require a login. So session information, game user settings.ini for Epic, Steam, it's looking for config folders, and anything that would match SSFN. And then Growtopia, it's looking for save.dat. And of course, Minecraft. Wow, that's actually a good deal of stuff that's there. Look for JSON files, alts. So it looks like just account info. And then we get into the aspect that we've been back and forth over. So pulling system information, product key, running processes, IP address. Well, actually, we should just call it networking information. Antivirus product name, and then FileZilla, recent servers.xml, site manager.xml, and then tarring the stuff together into a zip, and then pretty much works to punt it out to the Discord URL. Hooray. Okay, so you're dealing with a situation like this, and we can't apparently rely on VirusTotal to go through, so do analysis. So what are we looking for? Well, hopefully, as an organization, you've said no to Discord. You've cemented on MS Teams or Slack. I'm sure there are other ones. Those are the two main ones that come to my mind. So maybe you go through and just ban them all. Just sinkhole discord.com and what is it, CDN? Yeah, there's I think it's cdn.discord.com. So that way you can basically cut it off both ways. Granted, that's not going to help with this particular infection, depending as to how this actually got onto the box. But it would prevent the data from being uploaded. Kind of hard to report anything back when you can't actually establish a connection to Discord. I guess what else would you be able to sit there and do? If you've allowed it. I mean, hopefully you've got EDR deployed and it is looking for things to sit there and touch these particular sections. And then you've got that allow listed or silenced for anything else. So like if the EDR touches it or the AV or something. So you don't have whatever this would have been named .exe is sitting there and touching all these various things. Of course, you would think least from a business perspective, you wouldn't have Riot Games and Minecraft and the rest of that stuff on there, but you'd still have the potentially the web browsers themselves, and who knows what kind of information would be stored there. But okay, enough waffling. So again, this has been the DLL Stealer Challenge, somewhat recently released on the Let's Defend platform. I will get all the stuff put together as per the normal, so links to the virus total results and like. And all that being said, I will see everybody on the next video.